Day 2, pull. And today I'm doing a lat-focused back day. The reason for this is just that the back is a large muscle group and there's a lot of ways you can work it out, but just splitting it up like this makes it more effective. I start off my pull days with a mid-back pull-down, and you can see that there is a bit of lat bias, but just not as much as people would think. You're not going to be targeting as much lat as you are mid-back with this, but that's okay with me. And if you pay attention closely, you can see that I'm using wrist wraps. These are a great way to help target your back a lot easier since you're not worrying about your grip as much, which is something that's always going to fail first before your back. Then after that, I move on to my actual lat-focused movement. And here you can see when I row, I stop just parallel to my body. This is the best way to engage your lats, and if you go any farther back, you're probably going to incorporate different back muscles, which is not what you want when you're targeting lats. And while I'm doing this, I try not to let my arms straighten out, so I'm not using as much bicep, and I could just solely keep it lat. And for the first couple of these reps, you'll see that this is going to bias more of my upper lat. But as I get closer to moving to failure, you'll see that I'm starting to do these partials, which is really, really good for the lower lat. This is where the lower lat actually comes into play, as you can see right there. And don't forget to give the other side the same love and attention, just like that. And now we're on to the final lat exercise. This exercise is targeting my mid lat, as you can see by the cable positioning. And I'm still doing the same thing where I stop just shy of parallel to my body, and I am not letting my arms fully extend. And right here you can see I'm really, really fighting to keep going. And now we'll move on to biceps. Biceps aren't complicated. You could just do something like a standing dumbbell curl, which I am right here, and you're gonna toast your biceps great. And as you can see, I'm keeping the movement pretty strict, not using momentum to get the weight up, but I am doing alternating curls, which can fatigue you, but honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. So just 1 or 2 sets of these till failure, and my targets are as good as toasted. And while this is optional, sometimes I'll do hammer curls just to work the brachialis that runs between your forearm into your arm, which is just a little under the bicep. And it gives you the bicep that ball or like that 3D spear shape, which really makes the bicep pop. And right here you can see I'm just doing them where I'm pulling it into my chest. And this isn't going to make or break the movement, but it just makes it a little easier and probably might feel better for some people. And just like bicep curls, I'll take these babies to failure too, and the pump is insane.